For 3 years, they were on top of the world, just untouchable. The company that basically brought AI to the rest of us. But almost overnight, the tables have completely turned. The disruptor is now the one on the defensive, and the world's most famous AI company is hitting the panic button. Hard. Okay, let's get into this. So, what on earth is going on here? After years of leading the pack, OpenAI's CEO, Sam Altman, has just declared a company-wide emergency. They are facing what they see as a true existential threat, and it's forcing them to rethink, well, everything. So the big question for this explainer is pretty simple. Why? To really get how serious this is, you have to understand this term, code red. In the tech world, this isn't just a busy week or a tough quarter. No. This is an all hands on deck, drop everything you're doing alarm bell. It means a company genuinely believes its survival is on the line. All other cool projects, all future ambitions, they get shelved for one single goal, making sure the core product stays alive and competitive. And believe me, this is not just talk. This slide lays out the actual concrete steps they're taking. All those new projects in things like ad tech and health, halted. That major personal assistant project they were so excited about, paused. The entire company is now laser focused on just one thing, improving ChatGPT's core features. We're talking speed, reliability, personalization. And they're doing it with what they're calling operational urgency. That means daily calls, reassigning whole teams. This is a company in full-on crisis mode. So what could possibly trigger such a massive, dramatic freakout? Well, the answer comes down to one name: Google. The sleeping giant has woken up, and it didn't just enter the ring with a new product, it unleashed what you can only call a systemic leap forward. Its new AI model, Gemini 3, it isn't just an update, it's a whole new ballgame. Hey, don't just take my word for it. Just look at this quote from the CEO of Salesforce, Mark Benioff. This is a huge industry leader, a super high-value customer, basically declaring that the old champion is now obsolete. He said, "The leap is insane. Reasoning, speed, images, video. Everything is sharper and faster. It feels like the world just changed again." I mean, when a customer like that says, "I'm not going back," that sends absolute shockwaves through your business. Okay, so the anecdotes are powerful, but the hard data, it's just undeniable. The info here shows that Gemini 3 is beating ChatGPT's latest and greatest models on pretty much every important benchmark, from reasoning and speed to how it handles images in video. But just look at that user growth. 200 million users in just 3 months? That is absolutely staggering. People aren't just kicking the tires on Gemini, they're moving in. So this brings us to the first of two huge battlegrounds in this new AI war. Because, this fight isn't just about who's got the coolest features today. It's about something way more fundamental. Who has the financial muscle to actually survive the fight tomorrow? This table just lays out the problem for OpenAI so clearly. On one side, you have OpenAI, the vulnerable virtuoso. Their entire business, it's all built on people paying for subscriptions. Yeah, they're making $20 billion a year, which sounds amazing, but they're not even profitable because their costs are through the roof. But then you look at Google, the revenue engine. It's a totally different world. They have this fortress of money coming in from search, the cloud, ads, you name it. So here's the bottom line. While OpenAI sweats every single lost subscriber, Google can afford to just subsidize Gemini, give it away for free, and simply wait for its competitors to run out of cash. And it gets even tougher for OpenAI. See, Google didn't just launch a better model. It activated its entire global empire. Gemini is now baked right into Android, into search, into Gmail, instantly putting it in front of billions of people. They're offering free access for developers, which basically starves OpenAI of the next generation of builders. And they did it all on their own massive infrastructure, which meant the launch was flawless. No outages, no hiccups. It's an ecosystem advantage that OpenAI just can't match. But the money war is only half the story. There's a second, maybe even more critical battle being fought underneath all of this. It's the war for silicon. Because modern AI is built on one thing: super advanced computer chips. If you control the chips, you control the future of AI. Period. And this right here, this is OpenAI's Achilles heel. They are almost totally dependent on one company, Nvidia. Nvidia controls something like 90% of the market for the special AI chips that make things like ChatGPT work. This creates two gigantic problems for OpenAI. First, a permanent cost disadvantage since Nvidia can charge whatever they want. And second, a constant supply bottleneck. They have to get in line with the rest of the world to buy the very thing they need to exist. Now, this is where Google's ultimate secret weapon comes into play. While OpenAI is out there buying its chips on the open market, Google is designing its very own. They call it the Tensor Processing Unit, or TPU, and this is just a genius move of vertical integration. It gives them total control over their costs, total security over their supply chain, and they can even custom design the chips to work perfectly with their own AI models. They literally control their own destiny. So how big of a deal is this really? Well, the market is definitely starting to notice. Let me just throw one number at you, $72 billion. That's how much money Meta, another one of the biggest players in AI, has said it plans to invest. And where are they investing it? Not in Nvidia. They're investing it in Google's TPU chips. This isn't just some internal Google project anymore. The market is reacting in a huge way. Just that one piece of news about Meta's investment sent Nvidia's stock down 4%, which you can see right there on the chart. That's a huge signal that Google's TPU is now seen as a real challenger to Nvidia's monopoly. It's a massive vote of confidence, and it puts Google at the center of a whole new powerful ecosystem. Okay, so when you put it all together, the money war and the silicon war, it all points to one single, inescapable conclusion. The very nature of the AI race has fundamentally changed. We've entered a new, much more brutal phase. It's not a sprint anymore, it's a war of industrial scale. So let's just spell out what this new reality really means. For OpenAI, its biggest strength, that incredible early momentum, has suddenly become a liability. They're the ones everyone is now judging against a new, higher standard. For Google, well, they've proven they can use their massive scale to not just catch up, but to potentially dominate this whole next phase. The golden age of the nimble little startup might just be coming to an end. And why should the rest of us care? Because this shift has enormous implications for the entire global landscape. Think about it. Entire nations like India and countries all across the EU have built their national AI strategies around the ecosystem that was dominated by OpenAI and Nvidia. Countless businesses have built their products on it. A change at the very top could force a major and very expensive realignment for everyone. So that's where we are. We end with the question that is going to define this next chapter of artificial intelligence. The race has changed. It's not about who can build the cleverest, most surprising new model anymore. The central question is now about something much more brutal. Who can sustain an industrial-scale war of attrition?